South Park, it's come to life. That's what we're witnessing in this hospital room right here.
You can't sue a cartoon. It's satire. It is what it is.
South Park has done a parody.
My name is Megan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy Kaling.
Is what we have on the inside.
It has really upset Meghan Markle.
Like the gross disrespect to the intimacy and privacy of marriage and childbirth.
Okay, then you must be in the national system. Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me.
So you hate journalists? That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist.
Flower arranging is just telling a story. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country. Maybe disown your dad. Be creative.
It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
We want privacy. We want privacy.
Build electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why isn't he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
Okay, I see. And then you added your husband to your friends and family account. You must be the royal prince, millionaire, world traveler victim.
That's right. And you know what else? To hell with Canada. We are leaving. We'll go find some quiet place where we can be normal people. Come on, wife. We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard.
Meghan Markle is marching into court not with a carefully worded press release or a soft-focus podcast segment, but with a full-blown lawsuit aimed straight at South Park for daring to mock her royal rebrand. That's right. The same animated juggernaut that's taken down presidents, tech billionaires, religious institutions, and entire nations now has Meghan so incensed she's demanding legal action over a cartoon baby bump and a parody twerk scene. According to insiders, Meghan believes the episode didn't just cross the line, it bulldozed it. She claims the portrayal wasn't satire, but a calculated humiliation that violated her dignity, invaded her personal life, and mocked her on a global stage. Her legal team is framing it as defamation cloaked in comedy, character assassination under the guise of entertainment. But here's where it spirals into madness. This lawsuit isn't just about animated jokes. It's igniting a high-stakes war over privacy, free speech, and the limits of public image control in a meme-fueled age. South Park, never one to back down, is reportedly doubling down, with insiders hinting that the writers are already storyboarding their legal parody response. So instead of silencing the laughter, Meghan may have handed the creators their sharpest material yet. And while the court prepares for a spectacle, the internet's already roasting this move as the ultimate irony, trying to reclaim her voice by censoring someone else's. But this is only the beginning, because the next chapters in this saga, pure, unfiltered mayhem.
It's so funny, too, that you keep calling me Megan. You know, it's Megan now.
I feel like the focus is starting to shift off of me. Maybe in editing you'll fix it.
People were saying meh. It's not meh. It's pronounced me. The H is silent.
See, I didn't know who H was. At the time, I just loved his Insta feed.
Here's where things took a brutally savage turn. South Park didn't just poke fun at Meghan Markle, they obliterated her public image with a roast so sharp, it practically scalped her brand in real time. The episode portrayed her as a fame-chasing, contradiction-riddled diva marching through the world shouting, "We want privacy," while frantically chasing every flashing camera in sight. It wasn't a light jab. It was a complete teardown. From mocking her royal wedding to lampooning her influencer aesthetic and skewering her ever-shifting victim narrative, South Park tied it all up in a glittery, exaggerated caricature that was impossible to ignore and, for many, a little too accurate to brush off. But the real blow? According to insiders, what rattled Meghan most wasn't the over-the-top theatrics. It was how eerily close the parody hit to real life. From the Netflix and Spotify deals to the public family fallout, even the dramatics surrounding her father, the writers had built a version of Meghan that viewers disturbingly recognized. The cartoon had become cultural commentary, and suddenly, she wasn't laughing. She reportedly viewed the episode not as satire, but as a personal, targeted attack, a televised humiliation disguised as humor. And that perception, it's what lit the fuse. Fueled by outrage, Meghan's legal team didn't just fire off a polite cease and desist, they launched an all-out war. Legal memos, media threats, and an aggressive campaign that aimed to hold South Park accountable for what she saw as character assassination. But their next move? It didn't just backfire, it shocked everyone.
His wife moved in across the street from me. They had this huge jet parked in front of my house, and then they kept trying to get me to buy their stupid book.
Why are we so mad today? Because we want our privacy. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy.
When was the last time you twerked, Alex?
I don't think I've ever twerked in my life.
You must have.
That's fine, I'll go it alone. Just like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Trying to make ourselves into a brand just turned us into products. We don't need to be a brand, do we?
Brace yourself, because Meghan's legal team didn't just respond. They went nuclear the moment that episode aired. According to Crisis PR insiders, her lawyers launched into action with ruthless urgency, firing off cease and desist letters to Comedy Central and South Park's production studio at lightning speed. The demands? Immediate removal of the episode, a wipe of every meme, clip, and viral reaction tied to the parody, essentially a digital scorched earth campaign. But instead of silencing the laughter, Meghan's legal blitz had the exact opposite effect. It poured gasoline on a cultural wildfire already out of control. Within hours, the legal threats themselves leaked, sparking mass curiosity and internet-wide ridicule. Suddenly, people who had no idea the episode even existed were scrambling to watch it, not because they supported Meghan, but because they were desperate to see what could possibly trigger such royal fury. The result? Instant viral mayhem. Meghan's attempt to shut down the mockery only made it louder. And worse, it cast her as humorless, overly litigious, and completely out of touch. Someone who could dish out public narratives, but couldn't take a cartoon in return. Behind the scenes, insiders whispered what many were now realizing. Meghan's team had completely underestimated South Park. Not only was the show legally untouchable thanks to ironclad parody protections, but it thrived. Absolutely thrived on being threatened. Instead of killing the joke, Meghan gave it infinite new life. And just when things couldn't get more ironic, her next move sent South Park's ratings soaring to a level even the show's creators hadn't seen coming.
Hello all. Sorry we're late. Our flight was delayed.
It was mint, though. Tell them we were in mint.
They gave you a mint. How lovely. I have some gum in my purse if you'd like.
Oh, we were in mint. It's like their business class. It's really nice.
Meghan, I'm begging you to stop now.
Meghan, your friends are so interesting.
You have a lovely home.
Yes, it's Buckingham Palace, you f***ing idiot. What a stupid thing to say.
Here's the secret nobody's saying out loud. Meghan's outrage didn't bury South Park, it resurrected it. The moment news broke that she was considering legal action over the cartoon, interest in the episode went thermonuclear. Casual viewers who hadn't watched South Park in years suddenly tuned in. Hashtags like respect my satire and Duchess versus cartoon started trending. And what was supposed to be just another roast episode exploded into a viral spectacle. Lawyers, influencers, cable pundits, and late-night comedians pounced, analyzing punchlines like they were reviewing royal depositions. One Beverly Hills attorney even quipped that Meghan's threat to sue did more for the show's ratings than a Super Bowl ad. That's the irony. Meghan didn't silence the episode, she platformed it. She wanted to bury the satire, but instead, she launched it into pop culture orbit. The harder her team tried to snuff out the fire, the more oxygen they gave it. It was the Streisand effect on steroids. And just when it looked like this was the worst PR week of her life, Comedy Central, and more specifically its parent company Viacom, didn't just laugh it off, they lawyered up and clapped back with a legal one-liner that detonated across the internet. Parody is protected speech. See, Hustler versus Falwell. Translation, Meghan's legal team just got checkmated on arrival. That landmark ruling makes it nearly impossible to win a defamation case over satire in the U.S., and Meghan had just walked into the buzzsaw unarmed. While her lawyers scrambled to spin new legal theories, Trey Parker and Matt Stone reportedly slept like babies. Meanwhile, the internet lost its mind. Free speech groups rallied, memes went feral, and Twitter turned into a digital courtroom where the only verdict was ridicule. Meghan had wanted to sue a cartoon into silence, but instead she gave it global prestige. And worse, Hollywood saw it. The same producers who once toasted her authentic storytelling now started ghosting her calls. Meghan had gone from industry darling to industry liability. No one wanted to touch the backlash, but this was only the beginning. South Park had more up its animated sleeves, and Meghan's next moves would only make things worse. Picture the meltdown. One minute, Meghan was Hollywood's wellness queen with every streamer on speed dial. The next, her calls were getting ghosted, and her inbox was a graveyard of polite no thank yous. The moment her legal crusade against South Park hit the headlines, the town turned fast. Studio execs who once fawned over her authentic storytelling were suddenly plagued by dental emergencies and conveniently unreachable. One insider leaked that her 6-episode wellness docuseries was now shelved in development limbo, iced indefinitely while the PR fallout smoldered. Meanwhile, agents at her own talent agency were quietly scanning contracts for opt-out clauses, terrified to being subpoenaed into a cartoon courtroom circus. Even lifestyle brands, yes, the fancy candle collabs and luxury stroller deals, hit pause, unwilling to have their marketing dreams hijacked by legal memes and late-night mockery. Meghan had hoped to defend her image with a scorched earth strategy. Instead, she nuked her own reputation. And just when it couldn't get worse, South Park weaponized her lawsuit in the most outrageous way imaginable. They dropped a 30-second teaser titled "Respect Our Subpoena," and it was brutal. Animated Meghan stormed across the screen, waving 2 scrolls marked "Cease and Desist," while Cartman screamed, "Sue me, Duchess!" Cut to a fake courtroom where Prince Harry slips on papers labeled Exhibit Moonbimp. The internet imploded. Within 12 hours, the teaser racked up 10 million views, boosting Comedy Central's subscriber count and sending rival streamers into chaos. An Amazon exec even tweeted a popcorn emoji before frantically deleting it. Too late to stop Reddit from turning it into a meme. Meghan's attempt to bury the parody had turned into its ultimate marketing campaign. But then came the move that took petty to a new altitude. And this time, South Park wasn't the only target. Meghan's legal team expanded their blitz to include YouTubers. That's right. Overnight, creators who had merely reacted to the cartoon started getting ominous emails titled "Unauthorized Use of Likeness," demanding takedowns of the infamous bump pillow clips. But instead of backing down, those creators doubled down. Some read the emails live on camera, others made them into TikToks, and one even slapped the cease and desist threat on a hoodie, which sold out in less than 24 hours, outperforming Meghan's own product line. Her legal overreach had become the internet's new favorite joke. Twitter's algorithm flagged her name as brand unsafe, throttling her own posts while accidentally boosting the memes she tried to erase. Meanwhile, digital rights experts stepped in to school her team on fair use, and YouTube quietly reinstated every removed video. Meghan's side was left empty-handed and publicly humiliated. But the Sussex PR machine wasn't done self-destructing. Cue the desperation. Prince Harry, in a misguided act of royal damage control, stepped onto daytime TV for what was supposed to be a soft reboot of their public image. Instead, he wandered into a PR massacre. Wearing a crisp suit and a strained smile, Harry tried to explain away the cartoon lawsuit as a defense of family dignity, only to trip over his words, blame click culture, and completely freeze when asked if suing a cartoon undermined their free speech stance. Then came the real gut punch. The network rolled actual footage of the animated bump scene while the studio audience erupted with laughter. Hashtags like Pillowgate and Sorry Clips started trending before the segment even ended. And just when it couldn't get more painful, the host handed Harry a pop culture quiz. He scored 1 out of 5. The interview meant to salvage their reputation ended up pouring gasoline on the inferno, proving what everyone was already whispering. The Sussex media strategy wasn't just failing, it was in freefall. But the final embarrassment wasn't even delivered by Hollywood or courtroom. It came wrapped in royal silence and dripping with shade. Buckingham Palace, famous for saying nothing, slipped in a blink and you'll miss it burn. Buried in the official court circular was a line noting King Charles had reviewed current media matters, followed by a perfectly glacial no further comment. Royal watchers knew exactly what that meant. Institutional mockery wrapped in velvet gloves. Insiders leaked that palace aides were secretly thrilled Meghan's legal tantrum was hogging headlines that might have otherwise turned towards Charles's own scandals. But don't confuse that with sympathy. Inside the firm, support for Meghan had flatlined. Even Princess Anne was allegedly overheard making cartoon pillow jokes over tea and biscuits. And legal analysts warned that if Meghan kept dragging Britain's most iconic satire export through a transatlantic courtroom brawl, Parliament might start questioning whether she even deserved to keep Duchess on her stationery. In trying to protect her image, Meghan wasn't just isolating herself in Hollywood, she was setting fire to the last diplomatic bridge back to the monarchy. But the next courtroom leak, it wasn't just dramatic, it was pure absurdist theater. A leaked pre-trial brief revealed Meghan wasn't just demanding an apology, she wanted $40 million in damages and a re-edited South Park episode with her cartoon face blurred. The internet exploded. South Park's legal team, in true Trey Parker and Matt Stone fashion, responded with a counteroffer so petty it became an instant meme. They'd add extra sparkles to the bump pillow and call it even. Satire? No, that was elite-level trolling. The judge, randomly assigned, had previously tossed a lawsuit from a reality star who claimed a cartoon guinea pig ruined her brand. Not exactly a good omen for Meghan. Late-night shows went into overdrive, calling the case messier than a season of The Crown. But the chaos was far from over.
Meghan's witness list leaked, and it read more like a red carpet invite than a legal strategy. Hollywood PR queens, a former Spotify exec armed with receipts, and most bizarrely, a tech expert labeled a bump forensics analyst allegedly prepared to testify that the cartoon pillow maliciously exaggerated Meghan's silhouette. Yes, this is real life. One ex-palace aide even claimed the cartoon fireworks caused her emotional distress. The tabloids had a field day, printing mock-ups of Harry solemnly clutching a plush cushion on the stand while Cartman photobombs in the background. The judge was reportedly considering slashing the witness list to stop the trial from becoming full-blown vaudeville. But the damage was done. The leak alone guaranteed wall-to-wall coverage. And just when you thought the circus couldn't get any more unhinged, another twist sent the whole thing spiraling into parody. South Park's courtroom dialogue was now being quoted, unironically, in legal blogs. Meghan had walked straight into the jaws of satire, and instead of retreating, she doubled down, dragging royalty, pop culture, and the Constitution into the same courtroom. God help the jury. Park County Police Station. What's your emergency? Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night. Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone? That's not just a joke from South Park. That's the moment where parody starts sounding suspiciously like real life. We are here because private land is a basic human right, they cry. How many more princes and their wives have to live in this nightmare? One shouts. You ever heard of a thing called privacy? Yeah, nobody gives a click. Just shut up and go away. But the court isn't going anywhere because in a twist that even South Park didn't script, the judge presiding over Meghan Markle's lawsuit isn't backing down. Court insiders have confirmed a lightning-fast evidentiary hearing has been scheduled, forcing both sides to answer one surreal, historic question. Can a cartoon pillow legally humiliate a duchess? South Park's legal team, never one to pass on the absurd, is reportedly preparing a split-screen slide deck that's already legendary behind closed doors. On one side, Meghan's real-life twerking video. On the other, the animated spoof from the episode captioned with the deadpan words, "Spot the difference." Meanwhile, Meghan's team is scrambling behind the scenes, quietly floating settlement offers that would drop the lawsuit in exchange for an on-air disclaimer and a charitable donation. But the kicker? Sources say Parker and Stone might only agree if they're allowed to parody the disclaimer too. In other words, no matter how the gavel drops, South Park walks away with the win. Meghan's brand is bleeding. Her legal team is flailing. Streaming deals tied to her image are reportedly frozen. Hollywood is backing off, and Buckingham Palace, always calculated in its silence, has said absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are seeing their biggest rating spike since the Banned in China episode. Reaction videos are thriving, memes are exploding, and Meghan's own lawsuit has become the entertainment event of the year. Not even her dramatic witness list or the staggering $40 million damages claim could earn her public sympathy. Instead, it cast her as someone frantically trying to rein in a narrative that's already sprinted away from her. Because South Park didn't just survive her lawsuit, they weaponized it. Every motion, every press fumble, every leak became fuel for the fire. What began as a legal attempt to preserve her image has now backfired into a global masterclass in satire. And just when you thought it couldn't get more ridiculous, Meghan's elevating the ordinary lifestyle brand was dragged back into the spotlight by parody voiceovers mocking her for claiming busy mom life while juggling 3 nannies, 2 butlers, a housekeeper, and a personal chef. Who got the Kroger peanut butter? It's not even organic. The cartoon version whines. It's brutal, it's relentless, and it's working. Meghan Markle tried to silence a joke, and instead she amplified it into a phenomenon. So now the question isn't whether she can win the lawsuit, it's whether anything about her public image can be salvaged. Was this defamation or a roast well earned? Drop your verdict in the comments, smash that subscribe button, and stick around, because if this is how the lawsuit begins, you better believe the ending is going to be even messier.